Good evening. We're back with more Marvel Snap, and this evening will be a card review for Skaar. Skaar is the Battle Pass card for the month of January. Let's take a look. Here he is. He is 6 cost, 11 power, and costs 2 less for each of your cards that has 10 or more power. Is he worth getting? I would rank him as a solid A tier card. He is better, in my opinion, than Sebastian Shaw. Not as good as Miss Marvel, to compare him to the last 2 Battle Pass cards. Any card that can reduce its cost is always going to have a place in the meta, and Skaar is no exception. Pretty much every card that reduces its own cost by at least 2 or reduces the cost of other cards by at least 2 or reduces multiple cards by 1 is always going to have some kind of place in the meta. Consistently, cost reduction in Marvel Snap has been very, very good. So, if you ever buy Battle Pass cards, my recommendation is to pick up Skaar, because he will be featured in decks in the future. And if you want to build the deck as it's designed, or you want to design decks around his mechanic, well, you're going to need him. So, my opinion on Sebastian Shaw, he was good, but only good in Surfer. Skaar is going to be good on a variety of decks. So far, I've seen him run in Thanos. I've seen him run in the Black Knight deck that's going around. I've seen him tried in Shuri decks, Tuma as well. And I don't think any of them have done poorly. I ran him in my Thanos deck all the way up to Infinite this month, and arrived at Infinite this evening at rank 962. Not bad. We'll take a look at my personal stats running Skaar this month. Here are my stats. I played this Thanos deck exclusively from 74 all the way up to Infinite this month, and there are the results. Very solid. Now, how much of that is due to Skaar and how much of that is due to Thanos and Blob? Well, in this deck, Skaar does give you one more tool, and he did get played pretty often, and he's also good when he got eaten with Blob. What would Skaar be if he wasn't Skaar in this deck? What would I swap in for him? Maybe Leech. Maybe something like, could be Enchantress, theoretically, Nico, something like that. So is Skaar better than any of those replacement cards? Probably not. Probably not. He's probably a lateral move. Or maybe he'll add the decimal points of a percentage to your win rate. 0.5% or 0.2% or something like that. But he's not significantly better, but he is a good, solid A tier card, and he's going to be included in a lot of different decks in the meta for a long time, because any card that can reduce its own cost by 2, at least 2, or reduce other cards' costs, is going to have a place in the meta. And Skaar is most often a 4/11 when you play him, which is very solid. Sometimes he's a 2/11, rarely he is a 0/11, which is just incredible. But in this deck, very, very smooth, very easy climb up to Infinite. And this is probably the deck that he works the best in. The other decks I tried him in a Shuri deck, I tried him in a Darkhawk deck, which worked okay. I tried him in, actually I think that's it, just Shuri, Darkhawk, and this Thanos deck, and it worked pretty well in Darkhawk, but it worked the best in Thanos. With Lockjaw bringing out a big target with the Dino. I think pretty much any deck that runs a 4 cost 10 power card or a 5 cost 10 power card is going to be pretty good with Skaar. So if your favorite deck has one of those criteria fulfilled, you'll probably want to pick up Skaar unless you're a free-to-play player and you never pick up Battle Pass cards. So that's my opinion on Skaar. I would rank him, of the List of the last 3 Battle Pass cards that came out: Miss Marvel, Sebastian Shaw, Skaar. I'd rank him second behind Miss Marvel. Now that Miss Marvel is getting a nerf, he's pretty close to her in overall power and utility, but she's still better, I think. I do eventually expect her to be nerfed to a 4 power and grants 4 to adjacent locations. But I think Skaar is pretty good, and the stats on him so far are very solid. He's been seen 3% of games. 1 when played is at 67.9%. That's number 3. 1 when drawn, 60%. That's number 3. 1 in deck, 60%. That's number 2. Very, very solid stats. So don't let Skaar pass you by if you ever spend money on the game. If not, if you're a free-to-play player, then would I pick up Skaar with tokens or Spotlight caches when he becomes available in the Spotlight cache? If your collection complete, I'll update my tier list, and Skaar is going to be toward the top end of it. He's very, very solid. So that's my opinion on Skaar. And thank you for watching.